back on?
Yeah, kind
Back in Jeremiah 1:6. Then said I, the Lord power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. Verse 7. But the Most High said unto me, say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
Yeah, and that's the Lord speaking to Jeremiah, because Jeremiah was already ordained to do what he's supposed to do. You know, with the whole thing, but even Jeremiah got to the point that he didn't want to do it no more. But he said, the spirit is so fiery within, he couldn't stop. Even with Yahweh Shai, it said, the zeal of the Lord eating him up. Like, he was just so fiery in the spirit that, like, it's a second nature. Excuse me, something you cannot control.
Yep.
Or something you just cannot control because it's with the fiery spirit within you. Like, everything we do is spiritual. Okay?
This is John 8, I'll start at 52. Then said the Jews unto him, now we know that thou hast a devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, if a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham?
Why you say that? He said, if a man keep my saying, he should never taste of death. But what causes death? Sin. The action of sin.
Yep.
The motion of sin.
Yep.
That's what causes death. Okay?
It says, art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead? And the prophets are dead, whom makest thou thyself? Yahushua answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your power.
Right.
Yet ye have not...
In other words, the Most High is the one that is elevating Yahweh Shah. He said, I'm not going to hear speak how great I am. But go to the prophets. The prophets mention me all throughout the whole Bible. They mention the prophets about Yahweh Shah, how great Yahweh Shah was going to be. Go ahead.
It says, yet ye have not known him.
You know the routine. You know the routine. Go ahead, brother.
It says, yet ye have not known him, but I know... It says, but I know him, and if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar, like unto you. But I know him and keep his saying. Your father Abraham rejoiced. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Yahushua said unto them,
It went over their head. Go ahead.
Says, Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was I am. Then they took up stones to cast at him, but Yahushua hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by.
Okay, good. Speak some words.
Yeah, so pretty much, in order for Yahushua to see Abraham's day, he had to be reincarnated in the flesh from the time he saw it. You know, so that was him telling them, look, I've walked this earth many a times, you know, but they couldn't receive it.
So that's why Yahushua is referenced as the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yep.
Because Yahushua was Adam.
Yep.
Yahushua was Isaac.
Yep.
Yahushua was Solomon.
Yep.
He had most. He was Melchizedek.
Yep.
The high priest. And if you go to Hebrews, it tells you that Melchizedek had no father or no mother.
Yep. Yep.
And we go to Genesis. What happened when Abraham seen, Melchizedek? He offered him tithes.
Yep.
He reverenced him as a priest. So Yahushua always been around. Yep. That's what Yahushua said. Yeah, I spoke to Abraham. And he actually gave me tithes. Because Yahushua always been around. Because we go to this whole faith really centered by Yahushua.
Yep.
This whole faith is centered around Yahushua. Like one of my favorite chapters, Romans the 8th chapter, it covers pretty much everything. It covers everything. Go ahead.
James 12 and 13 will go down thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. So this, so we talking about.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, speaking about prophets coming back in the reincarnation, those that walk in the earth doing the will of Yahushua
he was just fired for the scriptures and actually, you know, like enforcing what the scriptures say. You know, but even in slavery, us men now we was back there in slavery, and we was going to the scriptures.
Yep.
We didn't have the truth. We had something.
Yep.
We had something that was there that was making us fiery.
Yep.
There's nothing is new. It's just that in these life, the Most High is giving us a better understanding.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Matthew 22 and we start at 30. It says, "For in the resurrection they neither marry nor
Read them
give."
above. It goes into like why I say that.
This is Matthew 22 and I'm gonna start at 24. Saying, "Master, Moses said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife."
So in other words, it goes into the law of raising your brother's seed. So if you had a brother that passed, well, if a brother passed away without giving up any seed to the woman, the brother that's alive is supposed to impregnate his wife to raise up his brother's seed that died. So go ahead.
It says, "Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third, and the 7th, and last of all the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7th?"
They get in a scenario like, let's say a scenario that kept happening to 7 brothers. And they said all 7 brothers had to deal with that woman. Now, he actually showed in the resurrection, the reincarnation, who wife she belonged to. Now, we resurrect, we come back on the earth, everything's different. You know, the woman doesn't belong to you no more. It's a whole new, different life. Right?
It says, "Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. For in the resurrection they neither marry, nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in heaven."
Yeah, and in the spiritual world, you're not married, you're resting. You're resting in the spiritual world until you come back. Right?
It says, "But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Yahweh is not the power of the dead, but of the living."
Yep.
So basically, Yahushua was saying that those same men, you know, the spirit, they're still chosen. So even though they died, they still got that same lot. You know, because the Most High chose them from the beginning. You know, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So those same men, the Most High is their power throughout all generation, the God of the living. So even though they die, they'll come back in a new life, and the Most High always is going to deal with them.
And it was going to be in that same order.
Second Ezra 5 and 41. "And I said, Behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. And what shall they do that have been before me? Or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring." Like it.
No, go ahead.
Right.
No, break it down.
Right. So Ezra was asking the angel, what's the scenario concerning God? Right. I'll read it again and I'll break it down. Second Ezra 5 and 41. And I said, Behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. And what shall they do that have been before me? So what's the judgment for those that were before me? And we that be now, the judgment for those present. Or they that shall come after us, and the judgment for those in the future. And this was the angel's response to Ezra. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. So what's a ring? A ring is a circle, a full cycle. Meaning the same thing that takes place in the past will take place in the present, and will take place in the future. It says, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there's no swiftness of the first. So this whole thing that we see before us, these different kingdoms that come up, and the kingdom that come down, is the same thing, that same cycle going over and over again. You have a precept, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the precept real quick. Let me get 2. Okay, so
Yeah, Amos 4:13.
this is
Yeah, so pretty much. Okay, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done.
All right, so the thing that have been, as brother was breaking down earlier, because we brought this precept out, so the spirit pointed out again, is a spirit. The spirit's always going to be here. You can't destroy a spirit. You can destroy flesh.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do that all day. But the spirit that's in man, that was created before the earth was even here. And it's always going to come back to the planet Earth.
That's right. It says, and that which is done, it says, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun.
Right. Scripture says the Most High declared the end from the beginning.
Yep.
So we're pretty much just playing out a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you might hate the ending of The Matrix, but you can't change it. You already know how it's going to play out. It's the same thing with history.
Yep.
All right? Everything is going to play out beat for beat as the Most High proposed it to happen.
This is Deuteronomy. This is Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20 and 4. 20 and 4. It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath.
That's called spiritual fornication.
Yep.
Which when you read the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells you that's pretty much the beginning of sin. Go ahead, brother.
Or that is in the water under heaven, under the earth. It says, thou shalt not bow thyself to them.
Why? Why should we not bow ourselves to these things? Because the Most High created these things. The Most High created these spirits, And to Him is the one we should worship.
It says, nor serve them, for I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation.
Exactly, and that's the punishment that we're serving. Like Jake, the difference between our judgment and Esau's judgment is Jake is doing a bit. So there's an end to this shit. Esau going to get double life, you know what I'm saying? Because once we get in ownership, there's no end to that. Well, Yahweh Shai, of course, and we being joint heirs. But this affliction that we're serving, it has an end to it. It has an end in sight. That's why we're doing this thing.
Yep.
I know it feels like hell to us,